Good morning, my name is Firas and today I'm going to show you how to deal with room as an architectural element in Revit. And this video is the 15th video of my unit 5. I'm going to continue on my basic simple villa that I have here, and basically what we've done in the previous tutorials, as you can see, that's walls and slabs dimensioning and adding some furniture. I probably added a couple of dimension here, a couple of furniture here randomly. They were just outside, just get them in and get rid of the group that I just explained last time, and distributing some beds and chairs in here. Actually trying to make it as crowded as I can, and that will lead the way for my next video to show you how to manage the views and how to manage the architectural element that might cluster, you know, the file that you have. I also deleted there's a copy here of a ground floor in a different scale. I just get rid of it. Anyhow, back to our topic for today. It's rooms. So you're gonna find it in the architectural tab, and here in the room and areas. We'll come back later and talk about areas, and just need to focus a little bit quickly on rooms. So here it's just the room command, the main one, and if you select it, it's going to allow you, to create the rooms as an architectural element. So it's not just a text. So if you click on that and then you move your hands like this, you see that this bluish frame that goes around this building. You can feel it here, on the perimeter, and this X or this perpendicular lines, and that's actually show you that there is a room here, and that room itself has a text and with a number. So when you click, immediately it's gonna give number 1 to it and give it a color. The text is the default room, and that's the number for it. So I'm gonna go and sense, and the lovely thing it's automatically sense the place around, or the room actually around the mouse where you ever place or you ever hover it. So I'm gonna click here. That's room 2, that's room 3, and so on, as you can see. And that's it. I'm gonna hit escape. I'm leaving this. I think that's the courtyard anyway. So if this is the rooms that we have, basically when you select after the creation, again Revit will highlight the room boundary as like this reddish color here, and it's gonna show you the room as a text and a number. And you can see here that's the type of, or the property of this here, property panel. That's the type that you use in here, and if you hover that down, you can easily change this specific type of this tag in here into a room tag with area, and it's gonna show you straight that this area is 43 meter, and it might be a good idea to see each room area, so it keep you from the headache by multiplying this by that. Anyway, so that's another option. You can deal with it, and you can add even volume. But when you click now, you're going to see like an error message saying it's not computed. I know you just need to go to the one of the settings or the properties to activate the calculation of the volumes, and I highly advise you not to in the earlier phase, because it's going to take a little bit more time and make the file a little bit heavier on the RAM when you deal with it. So just keep it during the design process, and when you really need to make the volumes, just go ahead and activate that option. And when you come back and you select that, you're going to find that volume option operable. Anyway, it's not the time for it. When Plus Architect will deal more with areas rather than volumes for this type of work, so I'll leave that topic for now. So that's about it for adding the rooms, and also for changing for changing the room properties here, the tag property actually. And the thing that we need to understand, that sometimes we have this long rooms, and again I said that that those type, or this building specifically, or this villa specifically, it isn't meant to be, you know, like a real correct architectural example. It's like I didn't design the functions correctly. I just, you know, like build a room like this guy doesn't have it all. Just a lazy way of showing that. But the point that I wanted to highlight, that in an actual example with which is much more accurate function for the building, probably this long room might be separated into two. So you need to make them, for example, this is a reception and this is dining, or dining in a kitchen, an open kitchen system or whatever. So probably you need to go to architecture and then you go to room separator. And by the room separator, it's allow you, you know, like to draw a line or a pick a line. Even you can make it, you know, an inclined line, and just the definition that this is just an imaginary line that can go anywhere and separate this or divide this big room into two. So I can just go ahead and, you know, draw that imaginary line in here. And technically when you do, you go back to architecture and room again, you will find that the room actually sense this gap, you know, like as if there is nothing here. See this? Nothing. I didn't add a room, so it's accepted. It doesn't have this bluish background. Why? Because those are pre-existed room, and you see that this room is actually set it back to this lower side, stopping at this separating line that I add, and it's allowing me to add a room here. Let's say clicking here, and when you click, you're gonna get the room number 7. If you click outside where there's no boundaries, let's click here. It's gonna give you this warning message that the room is not in a proper enclosed region, and that's a good thing to be talking about. So what's going on is this is a room is being created. When I selected, that's the imaginary room, because it doesn't sense any enclosed, you know, it's outside the building, so it can't define where is the roof and where is the floor and where's the actual walls to enclose it. So you need the correct enclosed spaces like those, or rooms, in order to define a room actually. And the first thing comes to your brain, that's okay, I'm going to select that guy and I'm going to hit delete, you know, to get rid of it. It's just a mistake and it's happened. Don't, because when you do that, it's you simply in the warning message here popping up and saying it loud and clear that the room tag was deleted, but you know the corresponding room still exists. And that's so true. Here you can see it, and you can place another tag for a room using a tag. That's a nice advice. Or you can select the room and delete it. Okay, let's do that. There's two options. If I hover above, it's gonna disappear by the way, but when you hover above it, you're gonna see that something wrong in here, which is the room without the tag. So you go either to Taga Room and then you place the tag on it again, and we should have see something. It's oops, let's Taga Room. It doesn't show that. Let me delete the tag in here. I'll delete that. Taga Room again. Yeah, see, it's working here, not in here. That's so crazy. Anyway, probably because it's not really well defined. Nope, it's actually need a correct room to tag if it's been having, or it's actually lost its tag. Okay, fine to know that. So the tag room will work if this actual rooms are actually correctly defined like those. Again, tag room, you can return the tag to its place, but as you can see, you cannot return it here. Anyway, so good to know. Now the first option we try is to get the tag back. Now the second option, or it's actually given to us in the previous warning message, is to delete. Cool, select, hit delete. Now another issue, that's that lots of people hate Revit sometimes. It's too much warning messages, but it's really good to see this. It's actually a correct way of dealing. Look with the problem. Look at here. It's say a room was deleted. It's okay from the model, so it's not existed anymore here, but still remain in the project, and that can be removed from any schedule or placed back in the model using the room command. Why? Because why this warning message? Because it's gonna keep that room in the schedule, and it stays in the memory of that file specifically saved as room 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So room 8 is been deleted from the model and it's tagged, but it still existed in the file. So whenever you try now to go and install a new room, again, see it's room 9, and I see lots of people, you know, shouting with anger. I don't want that. He just want room 8 to be. If you're supposed to rename that, it shouldn't work actually. Let's go 8. See, have a duplicate number, so it shouldn't keep that. That's a very wrong thing to be done, and it's just in this case you're creating two rooms in the same name anyway. So that's actually a room 9. It shouldn't accept it, by the way. It should be, you know, more prohibited on using the same number as if with the grids. But room 8 will be actually exist. There is a room available, and again, lots of people goes angry by even the naming or having two rooms in the schedule without seeing it. So again, in order to fix this issue, you probably go with a very basic way of making a schedule. So you need probably to go to you know, the view, and then from the create here scheduling quantities. So I'm gonna pick rooms. Where are you? Here, and hit OK, and then what type of schedule? That's a very basic way of doing schedules. Again, I'm gonna go back in another videos and detail this much for you. So back to rooms. Anyway, where is the rooms? We are in the room. So what do we want to add out of that? Let's say name, maybe, type, whatever. Let's go again. Come on, base level, area maybe. Anyway, level, family, keynotes, image, type, the volume. I'm wondering why I cannot see the number or a name. Oh, okay. I think I picked up the wrong category. Anyway, schedule again, and you have to pick the rooms. I think I pick up something else anyway. So area first, then level, okay, name, okay, and number. Yeah, I think I picked up roof in the previous thing. Anyway, so very basic. It's just a schedule. Just picked up room as I did. Then choose from anything you like, and then press this one to bring it here, which is at what those actual. That's the column that's gonna appear in the schedule. Or just double click, you know, like have the volume double click and it's gonna jump in here. So Revit will create an automatic schedule that gonna, you know, list in a table all the rooms with those as columns for you. So that's your main parameter. When you hit OK, it's gonna open for you, you know, the room schedule. And as you can see, there all the rooms, and it should be named, it should be arranged differently. Again, I'm gonna explain that in a different video. But see, that's the rooms. You see this guy in here. Okay, it's 8, and you see it's saying it's not placed, and that's where you might need to go and right click and, you know, and delete that row entirely, and only here the room will be permanently deleted from the project and from the model. Because before, the first step, you just delete the tag, which is just the text and number, and then you deleted the room from the model. But now you're gonna delete the room from the file completely, and that's the right thing to be done when you deal with an unwanted room that you just delete, you just add it here. So I'll get rid of 9 maybe again, and see, not lovely thing. The previous one say it's not listed, and here it's not enclosed. Again, let's delete this guy. Okay, when you go back here, nothing that's better. So I would go and make a very basic room schedule and delete the things that I don't want from it, rather than go select the tag, delete it, then select the room, and then delete it, and then eventually have to go to room schedule and then delete the room. So just go ahead and delete whatever you don't want from here. It's really much easier to deal with that. Now we saw in this example how we add a room and how we add a separator, how we tag a room, and how we tag all of them. So that's we need. Maybe I didn't explain that, so I'm gonna delete the tags, and that again might happen by accident when you select the entire geometry or a specific category, which is the room tag, and then you delete it. Again, Revit will allow you, to go here, not tag a room like what I've done when I was explaining tagging correctly enclosed room with the one that isn't an actual created correctly or not enclosed, and we saw it wasn't working in and outside. So you have this option, which is tag all node, not tagged, sorry. And now you go and just select the category you want to tag, just say room, and then just hit apply or OK. And you see that Revit immediately put back all the properly placed enclosed room, and with one click you get all your tags back to the model correctly and easily. So that's another option that you can have. And we also spoke about how we delete a tag, delete a room, delete. Oh, now we still need to talk about the room in section, and let's see that. So probably it would be a great idea, because if you go to section, I saw some offices love to see the text here in the section and not only in the ground floor. Some of other offices, they say no, we don't need to see text in the section. It depends on how fussy the office you work with. So let's go ahead. So you see those are deactivated, so you should go and do that in the plans, rather than it allow you to tag the room. Beautiful. So you can just go ahead and select it, and it's gonna give you in a bluish background what are actually available for you, to define a room. So you can select that guy and select that guy and then select that guy, and by that you're gonna have again the correct room name as a tag. You are not creating a room, rather than you are placing a tag to identify what you've done in the plan as rooms. So this room 7, you're gonna find it here. Let me close the ceiling. That's my room 7. Where is it? That's room 7, and it's cutting room 5 and then cutting room 4. So 7, 5 and 4, that's what we want. Some might even goes and say I don't want to see the number here, just the text, just bedroom or living room. And again, you can go to edit type, just remove the tick here or the checkbox in here and hit OK, and it's gonna remove that in all in sections, as you can see in here. And when I go to plan again, you can see it's been removed, and it's another way of representing the room. Some people, they doesn't like the number, and they keep the number for the schedules. They just want to text that back, just to add the text to the room. Rather, some people say no, you can do that in both. So again, if you want to do that, just get it back here and hit apply. Anyway, so that's how we add tags in the room tag, actually in the section. That's how we remove a specific part from the room tag elements by selecting it and then go edit type, and as long as it's an edit type of property, it's gonna change here in the section, and it's gonna change also in the plan. Anyway, that was a very basic introduction again back for you to show you how you deal with tags and you creating them, how you can add a separate tags for them, if you delete all the tags by mistake, how you can get them all back, the differences between making a room and not enclose or enclose, how you delete room, and which is might be a little bit an annoying process, and sometimes you find that the tag will be deleted and then the room space, but you still can find it in schedule. Anyway, so that's been said. I wish that you find this video useful, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.